Coming to you live again from the crib, this is Keith with another video tutorial. Today we are working on a Vizio LCD 37-inch TV, model number E371VL or something along the lines of that. I purchased a television, said it had no power. I made the repairs to the power supply, replaced that number 1 transistor right there and that 10 ohm resistor over there. Once I replaced those, I was able to get the 5-volt standby to come back up, and then of course the television, at that point in time worked. So I went ahead and I reassembled the television, and the television worked and performed perfectly fine for about 4 hours. I've watched numerous movies on there, a couple TV shows, turned it off, turned it back on to make sure it was good and ready to go for resale, and bloop, absolutely nothing. The Vizio logo would light up at the bottom, which I didn't get at first because it didn't come on at all. But when I hit the power button, nothing would happen. Absolutely nothing. So I went ahead and I disassembled the TV, plugged it back in, tested again, and the TV completely worked. Like nothing happened. So I was thinking it had an intermittent issue with maybe either the power supply, which I repaired, or the main board. I let the TV run for about an hour or so, turned it off, turned it back on, the TV wouldn't come back on. I was able to manually turn on the power supply, so that let me know that the power supply worked, which led me back over here to the main board. When it led me back over here to the main board, I started testing the main board, and everything seemed to work and function perfectly fine, with the exception that it wasn't sending back the feedback signal to turn the power supply to turn back on, or tell the power supply to turn back on. After playing with it for a while, the TV had a chance to cool down, and it worked perfectly fine again, so I had to let the TV run for about an hour or so before it warmed back up. Once it warmed back up, I tried turning it off, turned off fire, and tried to turn it back on, and it wouldn't come back on. So that let me know that I had an intermittent thermal issue. I was thinking maybe I had a loose connection or a bad solder joint or something like that. I pulled out my IR scanner, and I found out that this this flash memory chip right there was at about 159 degrees, so it's relatively hot. Once I cooled that chip down, the television, of course, turned right back on. So what I ended up doing is I ended up ordering a replacement. There wasn't a bad solder connection or anything like that. I checked the solder joints, everything when it was perfectly fine. So I ended up ordering replacement chips from Digikey. These chips come completely blank from Digikey. They have to be programmed. So what I had to do is I had to use my GQ programmer along with the laptop and the software that comes with it to copy the information off of it. One of the things you want to know or pay attention to is that you don't always get lucky like this. I happened to get lucky with this one because it was an intermittent issue, and where the chip got hot it fell. But normally you don't get lucky like that, and you're not able to retrieve the information off of a flash memory chip once it goes bad. However, I did make a mistake of once I removed it, the chip was kind of hot because you use your soldering iron to remove it. Once I stuck it in the programmer and tried to read the chip, it came up with a bunch of F's all the way across the board here. I don't know if you can really see the data, but this is the code, and there was F's all the way across, F, 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 F. So that told me that the information that I copied off the chip was completely bad. So I then had to freeze the chip and try reading it again, and of course I was able to get the correct code off of it. And then I was able to copy that code onto one of the new chips that I got from Digikey. The chips aren't expensive. They're about $2.11 each. You can pay probably right around about $4 with shipping. Get them directly delivered to your door. However, you would need to get the programmer along with the socket to fit the chip, because my old 48-pin one that I use for the other Vizio boards wouldn't work with it. So you have to get the SOP8 to get the information off those chips there. I programmed the new chip. I've already installed it to test it to make sure it works. As you can see, I have the TV plugged in. I'll go ahead and show you that the TV works. If I could find the buttons around here somewhere. Now, when I first got the television, it had no power, but once I repaired it, the Vizio logo down here would come on, and about 5 to 10 seconds later, the Vizio logo up here would come on. And then it would stay on for about another 5 to 10 seconds, and then it would pop up to the audio-video signal. Now, after I replaced that flash memory chip, I noticed that the Vizio logo there comes on about the same time as the one on the screen, and so does the audio-video signal pops up shortly after. So I believe that that may have been a problem all along. If your TV has developed a slow response, then more than likely this is going to be your problem. Can't guarantee it, but this was my problem. I've bought a new iPad Mini because a lot of people were complaining about the video quality of my previous recording videos. So I hope this helps improve my video quality. And if not, then don't watch my channel. Simple as that. You want to complain? Don't watch it. You know what I mean? It's free. But anyway, getting back to what we're talking about. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post. Thanks.